Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about some comments here some revealing comments that Jerry Jones had here in a recent sit down with some reporters. Very telling information here. We're going to sit through this, a few clips here, and decipher what he's saying. All right. So, we have a few things of that, so we're going to get into that. Also, the Cowboys were at the Boise State Pro Day today. Eberflus, our linebacker coach out there, looking at some guys out there. Ben Weaver, linebacker, Boise State. Okay, so that's a guy there to keep an eye on. Went over there to look at some of the position drills there for those guys. They got another linebacker out there. So there's some interest there for some of those guys. All right, so we're talking Tony Romo. This is instant insanity. This is instant cat mode, okay? Because this is crazy, all right? This is insane, this thing that's going on here. I just want to talk about these clips here because I think this is very interesting stuff here. Not a lot of people have seen this interview here, this Q&A session, as you could say, with Jerry. So I just want to take some of the key points of this conversation and give my viewpoints on what he's saying, okay? So let's check out this first clip, all right?
Excuse me, what?
A retirement option for Tony from your conversation?
Again, I don't want to get into that. Those are, there is a kind of a menu or several alternatives that Tony has. And he, in that sense, he's as much as we look at this as a important time for Tony, he's got some great options.
But from your understanding, he's not frustrated with this process at all. You guys
well,
are
again,
on good terms.
oh yes, we're on great terms.
All right, so, according to this, the big thing to take from this is, according to Jerry, Tony Romo has a menu of choices, okay? So that's the key word, a menu. So you think of a menu, you look at it, and you've got some choices here of what you want to pick. So that looks like that's what this is. Now the question is, what's on that menu? What are the choices here for Romo? What's he contemplating? All right, so let's think this through here. All right, obviously retirement is one of them. That's one of the choices. Does he want to retire? Right. Another one that Jerry kind of said that there's some good choices here. Broadcasting, obviously. There's a lot of guys out here that want Romo. CBS. He's got some ties to ABC, ESPN. Pretty much all the big guys here. Maybe not so much Fox, but possibly Fox as well. That Romo could take a broadcasting gig there. And the other one, I think Jerry wants to leave the door open for Romo here for a trade. So I think the other option here is to wait with Jerry here for draft day and bring Romo to draft day and see if a draft day trade can be hammered out here. It's also possible that there could be some trade talks that have already happened that have not been disclosed. Everything could be tight-lipped with this situation. It's possible that there are some trade choices on the menu here, and maybe Romo is not into these possible options. It could be that there's some choices here from other destinations that he would not really want to go to. So maybe he's contemplating those. If he decides maybe he does want to go to one of these and play football, maybe he'll pick one of these and a trade will be hammered out any day. So who knows? But I think according to Jerry here, everything, they're on good terms. So we'll see how this goes. But it looks like, looking at this from Jerry's point of view, everything, they're working in conjunction together. Communication here, obviously they're talking. And so I think there is a plan here. Exactly what the plan is and what the choices are for Romo are kind of unknown to us. We still have a lot of speculation here. But let's take a look at another clip here of Jerry, and let's check this out.
There's been no change technically in anything we've done.
Is there? And I guess David brought up the off-season program, and there needs to be a decision by then. Is there a deadline that you need to have a decision by, just from a technical part? I mean, because of contract issues, whether we start off season program, obviously he gets hurt or wants to be somewhere else. Is that not a deadline?
Again, the deadlines are a part of the status, and so I don't want to imply that some of those dates, when off-season program starts, when training camp starts, when those things are of particular importance, that implies we've got a deadline, and that's not the case.
Okay, so as you can tell here, Jerry's talking about there are no deadlines, and that's probably true. That's probably, you know, this is between him and Romo at this point. It's between these two guys here, so no deadline. Obviously, the media and you know, fans as well, myself, we're looking at dates here. You know, here's the next milestone. Here's this and that off-season program coming up. Surely something's going to happen here. The league meetings, surely something was going to happen there. In our mind, there are deadlines, but according to Jerry Jones here, there are no deadlines here. They're keeping Romo here as if he's a regular member of the team, but obviously Romo's not going to be with the team here, right? So there's no deadlines. Something will come up when something comes up, basically is what he's saying here. All right, so now let's take a look at this other clip here. These guys are asking Jerry Jones about the draft, so let's take a look at this.
There are some, I think, opportunities drafting a player this year that's going to be redshirted high with some of our need. You know, that gets problematic a little bit.
So,
you know,
unlikely to
doing a
Jalen
this year when we probably are going to get a chance to get a player that has got a chance to play, and it's causing us to do generally from our draft class last year, as well as what we anticipate this year. We got to play young. We got to play young.
You told us at the combine that you need to get a war daddy. You said, you know, we had to, you know, obviously you got the receiver back, but you need to get a war daddy to really improve and make this defense better. Is that still a focus? Getting a guy that can pass rush?
Well, I wish emphasis and my word and my emphasis would produce the war daddy. I wish it were that right. You could have that kind of resolve. But those that contribution of someone that has that kind of skill not only gets production from him, but we all know what it does to make the others better around him. And so to get what we'd love to get out of Lawrence, get what we'd love to get out of the guys that we're sitting here with, the Collinses, the Thorntons, all those kind of guys, to get a guy that helps them be better just because of having to pay some attention to him makes a lot of sense. And that's as much as anything, apart from the player's stats himself, that is something we need in that middle or on that front.
Right.
Now, can you get him if he's Jalen's man? Or can you get him if he's Sean Lee and Wade? Well, absolutely. You can. I mean, those guys are that type of player that could make the others up there around him as far as pressure is concerned, as far as scheming.
All right, so in that clip there, you know, they're asking Jerry about the draft, and he's talking about redshirt players. He did not outright say that they would not draft a player that needs to be redshirt, but he did say it would be problematic, right? Considering that we have needs, you know, and specifically, I think he's talking about Sidney Jones in this situation because we have a need here in the secondary. So Sidney Jones is the guy that he's probably referring to here, and he's talking about we're going to play young on defense. So obviously they're going to add a couple of pieces here, guys that can contribute right away. All right, so Ty McKinley could be one guy here that they might be considering. JJ Watt, obviously. You got a lot of guys here that they're going to be looking at. Taco Charlton, Terrell Basham. They have a lot of options here. Talking about seeing some value here. Trading. You know, if you can get a trade partner, it's possible they could trade down, get some value, and get an additional pick. Or it looks like they could move up, right? So I think this is the draft that we're gonna see. Trader Jerry, he's gonna be wheeling and dealing. We're not gonna be sitting at where we're at. Okay, so 28, possibly we might stay there, but we can move up, or we can move down. Get a guy, get an extra pick. This is a deep draft, obviously. So we'll see what they do here. But let me know what you guys think here about Jerry Jones' comments here on you know, obviously on Romo's choices. What do you think are those choices on the menu? Okay, and then also no deadlines. So obviously in our mind we have deadlines that this needs to happen before this or not. So what do you think about that? You know, that there are no deadlines. This thing could foreseeably drag on until training camp possibly. So it's kind of crazy. And let me know what you guys think about the draft here. I think this is good that they're gonna want to stay away from redshirt players, especially early on, that can contribute. And mainly we're talking about Sidney Jones here. All right. This is going to be very tempting for them to pick because, as we talked before, the second round has been their round that they've rolled the dice. It looks like maybe they're going to be a little bit more conservative here and stick with a game plan and get a guy who can start. Okay, so I really appreciate it, guys. What's coming up next? You know, we're coming up here towards the weekend here. Next Monday, Mock Draft 2.0 will be released. It's going to be a good one, so keep that in mind here. And of course, any news that breaks between now and then, we'll have it here and we'll talk about it. All right, so please like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody's commentary, and I really appreciate everybody helping the channel grow as it has over the last couple of weeks. I couldn't do it with any of you guys. You know, I credit all you guys to helping the channel expand. So big shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so we'll see you for the next video. Thanks, guys.